Public Defender Busisiwe Mkhwebane and his legal representative, Dali Mpofu, were suspended before the Western Cape High Court on 13 March 2023. South Africans have been living with the infamous SARS Rogue Unit saga for almost a decade. Sometimes it felt like Groundhog Day. For 9 years we've been back to the beginning, collecting every inch of the strange beast, leaving only a bleached skeleton behind. The expectation so far will be for matter to be settled, tomb filled and tombstone erected, after SARS itself issued a public apology to former officials caught in attack on institution in November 2022. Employees who were adversely affected by SARS and certain third-party measures between 2014 and 2018, according to SARS Commissioner Edward Kieswetter. Not only did he offer an apology, but an agreement was reached as a result, an extensive investigation into issues that occurred in SARS, including alleged unlawful establishment of a unit set up to counter informal economy in 2008. Basis claims Kieswetter said unequivocally, SARS acknowledges that these reports, Sikhakhane, KPMG, Kroon, etc., should not be used as a basis for any action taken against affected participants and other SARS officials. The commissioner continued, unfortunately, as SARS itself was a victim of the state capture during this period, when false allegations of misconduct resurfaced in October 2014 and the following years. SARS acknowledges its failure to protect its employees. Private investigations. Even Hogan Lovells, the consulting firm tasked with investigating Jonas Makwakwa, the former director of business and individual taxes accused by SARS of stealing more than $1.7 million from state reserves in 2016, is returning a report used by SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane. Abuse number 2. He apologized 6 years later. In January 2023, Hogan Lovells issued a statement declaring that he now understands that his name is linked to state capture as a result of former partners' work for SARS. On the Daily Maverick, Hogan Lovells, legal multinational, apologizes for his role in state capture and exoneration of top SARS officials. Then there is the disgraced Bain Company, who publicly apologizes for letting Moyane pass through SARS like Jacob Zuma's personal wrecking ball. Writing in Daily Maverick on March 23, Francis Hurd wrote that while Bain Company was banned from doing business with South African state, the UK lifted 3-year ban on Boston-based consulting firm less than 8 months after it was imposed. Prize opens the safe. Busisiwe Mkhwebane and his legal representative, Dali Mofu, on Wednesday exhumed body of Rogue Unit during resumption of impeachment inquiry in Section 194. The suspended public protector and his legal representative tested the old maxim that democracy requires great patience, as it has long been implicit Wednesday. However, there have been a few new twists. Mkhwebane insisted that did not hide from anyone that he had a confidential Inspector General of Intelligence report on which based the SARS report. Mkhwebane said his visit to IGI offices at the time in January was to verify the confidential report, but IGI's legal counsel, attorney Jay Govender, dismissed that version. Govender also confirmed to committee that it was against law to have report left in Mkhwebane by Floyd Shivambu, Vice President of Economic Freedom Fighters. Mkhwebane now said he did not list IGI report in the Rule 52 court record because he was security conscious and did not want to disclose names of government officials working undercover. At the start of the day's hearing, evidence lead attorney Nazreen Bawa announced to committee chair Qubudile Dyantyi that she wanted to begin questioning Mkhwebane. At this point, he was asking because this committee has a lot of issues before it and I want to do it while it's fresh in their minds. Dyantyi said that while agreeing with Bawa on clumsiness and being persuasive, He preferred stick to consistency. So he went back the cemetery. Once the Bawa descends to the bones, an even deeper drill is inevitable until there is nothing but dust. Ramaphosa in my mind insisting that his suspension by President Cyril Ramaphosa was because of his investigation. Mkhwebane and Mpofu used mourning to remind the public outside of County Route 17 investigation. Mkhwebane said Ramaphosa found a total of Rs 1.2 billion flowing into the electoral cat. He stressed that he concluded his report using all available evidence before him, which points to money laundering. He refused to change the wording of the executive member's code of ethics to suit his situation. We're sitting here because of the so-called untouchables, he said. Ramaphosa's version, of course, was made available the committee in court documents relating to the Constitutional Court appeal. Mkhwebane's report at the Daily Maverick Hogan Court rejects public protector appeal over County Route 17 campaign report in a majority decision, drafted by Judge Chris Jafta. Constitutional Court agreed with the Supreme Court that President had not deliberately misled Parliament in his response to then DA leader Mmusi Maimane. A review of Public Defender's report reveals that he has seriously misinterpreted the code. Judges said. The judges also upheld lower court's finding that public protector was not expressly authorized to investigate work of County Route 17 campaign because they were not related to activities of a government body. Most worrying is quality of the reasoning that led to various findings, Judge Jafta wrote.